What is up, everybody? All right, dude, I got some stuff to say today. But before we get into that, big shout out to Quick Trip sponsoring the show. All right, if you don't have the Quick Rewards app, make sure you got the Quick Rewards app. Use it. They're giving away lots of stuff. You can win chocolate milk. You can win all types of goodies over there at Quick Trip. So make sure you're using that rewards app. All right, what is up, everybody? I got some stuff to say. And yes, I still, for the people watching live, I still have my scoreboard up because I want to remind everyone. All right, mostly because I don't take stuff down after the game. I'm usually buzzed up and I just head on over to bed or whatever I do. But I kept this up. Let everyone know the Packers did win this game because I've been getting like the feeling like some people like don't think like the word ugly win is like something I don't even understand. Like it's not a real word. It's you know what I mean? It baffles my mind. But shout out to everyone who's tuning in live on Facebook and on YouTube. And this will also be on the podcast. So if you can't stay the whole time, you can go check out the audio later on. And shout out to everyone listening on the podcast who don't watch the lives. You know what I mean? Thanks for tuning in. But I want to say what's up to a few people. And dude, this is what I want to talk about. The Packers won that game, right? And everyone is like acting like so many excuses. Like it's just like irritating me. And like I wasn't even really gonna say anything like too much. Like I wasn't even gonna do this tonight. But I got so irritated because like if Rodgers loses, like week one, Rodgers lost. Lazard wasn't there. After the game, no one like was like, well, they didn't have Lazard. Like, no, everyone's like, oh, the Packers suck. It's over. Yeah, this and that, and but like Brady losing, like, well, he didn't have his guys. Well, first of all, one of his guys punched a guy in the face, right? And I get it because like, the stuff you got to defend your quarterback and all those things. But like that's what happens. So I'm supposed to feel bad because you're over here punching dudes in the face. Packers were without two wide receivers. I mean, the Packers were David Bakhtiari. It was his first action. He played it just over half the snaps. He was alternating between series. It seemed like so. Like that was the thing. I mean, obviously he's really good, but like you don't know like how it's gonna go. Jair Alexander got hurt pretty early on, and it's like those like excuses. And then you can talk about the officiating, but I'm not gonna get into the officiating because I think I don't know. I just don't like excuses. Like when the Packers lost to the Vikings, I didn't make excuses. I made no excuse. I was like, all right, they didn't play that good. That's why they lost. I still have, at that time, I still had so much faith that the Packers are still going to win the division. I think the Vikings are going to fall off. The Packers are going to win the division by 2 or 3 games. I still have no faith. Anyways, what is up, everyone tuning in live? I appreciate y'all tuning in. All right, I want to go through this game a little bit, talk just a little bit. I was gonna do this yesterday, but like the game on Sunday, I got a little buzzed up. I ain't gonna lie. And then I had to work at 4 in the morning. So it was a rough day. I came home, I was like, I'm gonna take a nap. And taking a nap turned into like basically just going to bed. So I went to bed at like 2, 3 in the afternoon. I don't know what time it was. But exactly. Let's get to some of these comments. Brett says, relax, folks. LOL. Hello, Matt from Charlotte, North Carolina. What is up, Charlotte? And let's get to the next one from Jason. It says, Matt, tell me something. Our defense versus the rest of the league, how do we stack up? All right. So, like, I don't get to see a lot of the games. I'm going to try to, this week, try harder to watch highlights because I do the live stream. So I'm usually getting ready. I'm watching red zones. I don't really get a feel for the games. And then, like, during the home games, I've been going down, I went down tailgating. So I really didn't see much. So I don't know, like, where every team. So I'm not going to act like I know every all the top defenses off the top of my head. But I think the Packers, like how they played that game. So let's talk about that. How they played that game. All right. So people can make the excuses. Oh, they didn't have their guys, this and that, whatever. They went on the road against a playoff team, against Tom Brady. All right. And this defense, like I don't care about the offense. Like Dobbs was great, 8 catches, like 73 yards and a tutty. But let's just talk about the defense. Like at the end of that game, that's what Tom Brady does. The end of the game, need that 2-point conversion to tie it up. Dude, Tom Brady gets that. Tom Brady gets that. The score was 14-12. Right? Good teams win games 14-12. That defense and that last, like, people can say what they want, like, well, at the end the defense did this and that. Dude, that was Tom Brady out there. He goes down the field and scores touchdown and wins games like nothing. That's like what he does. And this defense did it. Campbell did it. When you win these crunch time games at the end of the game, you fight and you claw. That's the defense you want. The defense that's going to stand up. The defense that's not going to say, "Oh no, here we go." You want a defense that's going to say, "Oh, they're going to punch at us. We're going to punch right back." This Packers defense showed a little something. So all right. I want to get to a few comments here that hasn't gone through this thing. The Bucks didn't have the 3 best receivers in the league, and they still only lost by 2. Whatever. See, that's the thing. Like, I'm asking you, like, for real. I'm not even being disrespectful. Isn't it embarrassing to make excuses? The Packers lost to the Vikings in week 1. We didn't have Lazard. I didn't make excuses. Like, dude, like, we don't have the best left tackle all last year. And he definitely would have benefited in both those playoff losses the year before and last season. David Bakhtiari was not there. We weren't like crying. I mean, somewhere. I wasn't out here crying because I don't. Okay, it's sarcasm. All right. I don't know. No, but I don't know what. Because those are the comments I was seeing all day. Because I didn't plan on going live tonight. I was just gonna chill. But then I see all these comments, all these Bucks fans saying, "Oh, the excuses," and I just get irritated by it. So I'm gonna say it. So no, I ain't mad at you, Dylan. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at you. He says sarcasm. All right. And so what happened to Sammy Watkins? So Sammy Watkins is hurt and he's on IR, so I think he's got to miss 6 weeks, isn't it? Is it 4 or 6? I think it's 6. But here's my thing on Sammy Watkins. Everyone's like saying waste of money, this and that. Sammy Watkins wasn't a lot of money. I'm not a cap guy, so I don't know exactly how much he was, but he wasn't a lot of money. I know that. So if he's not there, right, and he comes back in 4 or 6 weeks, I think it's 6, and he's good to go, all right, then we have added depth. It's 4 weeks. All right. Steven says 4 weeks. So in 4 weeks, he comes back, and maybe they don't play him a lot right away because obviously he's coming back after a long stretch. So that they ease him back into the offense. And then come the end of the season, we got another guy. You know what I mean? So like I'm not too upset with it. Hopefully, when he does come back, he can come back this season and actually provide. Because I think I think he was excited. I think he was jacked up. I think he was gonna do some things. And I get it. Everyone's gonna talk about like, oh, he's injury prone, this and that. But the Packers didn't they didn't pay a lot for him, right? So, and if he can come back, end of the season, help the Packers with some depth, maybe do some things, uh, it's good to go. And I get it. Like, people are gonna say what they say, and I get it. But here we go. Dylan says we're going to talk about the rookie of the year, Romeo Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs, yeah, I actually do want to talk about him because people talk about like Brady. I don't mean to keep bringing Brady in this, but people talk about Brady, Rodgers, Peyton, like these type of guys that just make wide receivers better. And like Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams without Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you got to have some type of quarterback to get you the ball. This year's not going so well for him so far, but Aaron Rodgers, I feel like progresses rookies faster. Like rookies that actually get on the field and rookies that actually get thrown the football. Like I can't wait to see Watson back. I think but you got to throw him the ball and like these rookies getting the ball thrown, getting these reps early on. Come playoff time, they're not rookies no more. They didn't get 37 attempts thrown their way. They've been thrown in it. Like Dobbs had a game. Like he helped the Packers win a game. He was a big part of that game. 8 catches, 73 yards, and a tutty. And so like when they're in those situations, like man, I feel like they grow up a lot faster. And like, what do I know? I never played wide receiver for the NFL, but but I see someone say Watson looks scared. I don't know if he looks scared, but like that first that drop, like I'll defend him on that a little bit because like it's your first play, your first NFL game. Was it too early to throw it to him? I think it was a good shot because it almost worked, but I wouldn't kill him too much about the drop because you know that moment is huge. You wish he made it. That'd have been a cool story. He could have told his grandkids like till the end of time. But anyways, let's get into this Bucks game because I want to put this behind us. I'm not a Viking fan. I don't celebrate wins for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Viking fans are still pumping the chest about beating the Packers. I don't do that. We're gonna talk about it today. We're never gonna talk about this Bucks game again until playoff time. You know what I mean? When we gotta talk about again. Romeo Dobbs is Robert Brooks 2.0. That's an interesting comparison there. Because I see a lot of people comparing them. Like, I think people need to pump the brakes on like comparing him to like the crazy good. But Robert Brooks is interesting, and I don't know. I think I could compare anyone to Robert Brooks. Robert Brooks was he had that song, "Jump in the Stands," that rap song. Ooh wee. So let's talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about this offense real quick, right? We got Aaron Rodgers. He was 27 to 35, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. But the thing that people need to realize that defense the Packers are playing was a really good defense. People can talk about this offense like, and I get it, like the play calling, like there were some things in there that I was like, "What? Like, why we? Why is this happening?" You know what I mean? So I'm not like I know people are like, "Oh, you never say anything bad." But the play calling was a little sketchy for me. You got Aaron Jones had 12 carries for 36 yards. That's an average of 3 yards a carry. You want more out of Aaron Jones, but like, what do you do? And then AJ Dillon, it was split. He had 12 carries, 32 yards, and 2.7 yards carry. Like you'd want him to run the ball more. I felt like it was working in the first half. It doesn't look like it when you look at the stat sheet over here, but I thought it was during there. You got Romeo Dobbs with 8 catches, 73 yards for a tutty. Randall Cobb had 2 for 57. Alan Lazard, 4 catches, 45 yards, and a touchdown. And then Robert Tunyon, he had 6 catches. No kidding, huh? I did not even notice Robert Tunyon getting 6 catches. I didn't even notice that. Is that right? Oh my goodness. Here we go. I love me some Robert Tunyon. Only 37 yards, but you got Tyler Davis. You've seen his name called a few times. He had 2 for 26. Then Aaron Jones, a 3 for 11. I'm not gonna go through all of them. But the offense, I feel like they're trying to get a lot of people the ball. Like if you just look at those stats, like a lot of people touched the ball in that game. And I think that's what Matt LaFleur's offense is to spread around, not having Devontae Adams. Uh I absolutely agree with this comment right here. He said Romeo Dobbs brought 87 back to life. Yeah, that number holds a little something for Packer fans for obvious reasons. I think Romeo Dobbs, I think he's legit. And like when I say he's legit, I don't say like he's gonna be whatever, like whatever name you want to throw out there. It's just he's gonna be helpful to the team. The Packers usually rookie wide receivers do nothing their rookie year. Nothing, because the Packers have always had pretty decent wide receivers, and the rookies really didn't have to. But this year, the Packers are in a situation they have to, and I think it's working out so well. But let's talk about the defense, all right? We talked a little bit. We got Devondre Campbell, all right? He had 8 tackles, 6 assists. All right. I'm not gonna go through all of it, but Kenny Clark, 3 tackles, 1 assist, 2 sacks. Like Kenny Clark is an absolute beast. And I feel like he's not. I made a video about it earlier. I feel like he's not really talked about it. Like everyone he is a Pro Bowler and all this and that, but like he's not talked about like when people are talking about defensive tackles and guys who are dominant. Like, Kenny Clark has it all. Like he can push through a guy, but he's also quick. Like he's got that thing. I mean, let's get this. I don't mean to be ignoring people. Packer fan in Florida riding out to the hurricane. Hey, people in Florida, stay safe for real. I don't know why you're watching me. Like you need to leave or something. I don't know what you do in a hurricane because I'm from Wisconsin, but I mean for real, I ain't joking. Stay safe and hopefully everyone rides that thing out all right. Steven says our defense for real this year. Our defense is so much for real. Let me tell you, yeah, Rashawn Gary got himself a sack. Dean Lowry got a tackle, 2 assists. Yeah, I think that this defense is absolutely for real. Like Jair Alexander injury, that's what people need to be like focused on. Like I haven't heard, I don't think anything today about it. I think it's like a groin injury. I don't think it's super serious. It doesn't sound like, but hopefully it's not. Because Jair Alexander, obviously, like missing him last year was, Packers did it. And hopefully that they don't have to again this year. Just over here rambling on fools. Uh, we got Chris says, I hope Dobbs is another Devontae Adams. Yeah, that would be fantastic if like I don't know like how long Dobbs is gonna have with Aaron Rodgers because like I actually kind of got the feeling that Aaron Rodgers might retire after this season. I kind of have a feeling. I have a feeling that Aaron Rodgers has a plan. So like people just enjoy it this season. I'm not saying that I know that for a fact. Or like he could play another season after this, but I feel like Aaron Rodgers has a plan and he's good with walking away. So like I hopefully Dobbs gets a little bit of time, he can shine this year. And Watson too. when he comes back. I think Watson is going to be a really good weapon. I know a lot of people are down on him because of that drop, but I feel like Watson, he's going to come, he's going to learn from it. Like that's going to be in his head forever. And he got open. That's what I like look at it. Like he got open. He was in that position to make that big play. Wasn't meant to be, but next time it will be. And if he can get open like that on the regular, dude, Aaron Rodgers is gonna like just go off. You know what I mean? So I think the Packers offense is gonna be all right. Just run the ball though, bro. Like run the ball. Get Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. They were split, but I like to see them both, on the field at the same time. Um, I think they're the best weapons the Packers have. Like Romeo Doubs is doing his thing, but I think Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon give you the best chance to win. Like I don't care if it's running, throwing, however you gotta do it. Put the ball in their hands, and there you go. Let's get to some comments over here. We got Kenny Clark should be in many, many conversation. AD gets all type of hype, reasonably so. But Kenny belongs in the top defensive tackles discussion, no doubt. Yeah, he absolutely does. Like he just disrupts the line. Like he's just really good at football. He's been on my podcast twice. I might have I might be doing like a little thing with him coming up here. But Kenny Clark is one of my favorite people, and he's so nice. Like I've had him on my podcast twice, and it was very early on. The first time it was like over the phone. I was horrible, and he was just so cool. He's just so cool every time that I got to talk to him. He's just like such a quiet, like a humble dude, and just an absolute dominant force on the football field. Look at we got a troll over here. What happened to Lazard being the next Adams? No one ever said Lazard was going to be next Adams. See, that's just stuff people say. They just make up stuff. Everyone knows what Lazard is. He's a good wide receiver. He's not Adams. Like I don't expect Dobbs to be Adams either. I don't expect anyone to be Adams. Adams is like a next level player. Like you're just not going to get it. Like just like you can't just say everyone. Hey, this is the next, Randy Moss. This is next Adams. Like Adams is in that conversation with Randy Moss. I'm not putting him up there with him, but he would have to do it for a lot more years. And he's got Carr as his quarterback now. I don't think it's working out that good for him. I don't think Carr's a bad quarterback, but if Derek Carr doesn't do it this year, isn't successful on offense with Devontae Adams and the other weapons he has, like, dude, he's below Kirk Cousins after that. Like, for real. Like, if you can't get it done with Devontae and the tight end you got, and you got some other guys over there, um, and you still can't get it done, like, bro, I'm putting Kirk Cousins above you. And I'm not saying because I know Kirk Cousins is numbered. Viking fans tell me all the time. They take me every single day. Well, look at his stats. If his stat, okay, we're wonderful. But yeah. Excuse me. Patrick says Adams isn't even Adams this year. Yeah, and that's because Derek Carr is struggling. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really watched a full Raiders game, but just by they haven't won a game. So whatever happened to Bobby Tunyon? Actually, Bobby Tunyon, I was looking right here at the stats. Old Bobby Tunyon had himself what? Robert Tunyon, 6 catches for 37 yards, 6.2 yards an average. So he was catching some underneath stuff. I watched the game. I don't remember him getting 6 catches though. And I'm not saying that just I love me some Bobby Tunyon. But I was drinking too. So I forget some stuff. All right, we got Carr isn't Rodgers, unfortunately. Adams is finding that out. I mean, I don't think that because like that was the thing with me. Like, I never got mad when Devontae Adams left. I never got mad. I never argued to people. I wasn't gonna do all that because he didn't want to be here. He wanted to play with Derek Carr. He wanted to be by his family. Now his grandma got to go watch him play, I think last week or whatever, because she couldn't come to Green Bay. She's elderly or whatever. So like he wanted to go there for like all other reasons. So like I wasn't getting mad at him. Like those are good reasons. Whatever he wanted to do his thing. I wasn't mad at him. But like the media is like the first week was like portraying like, oh, let's just check the stats on Devontae Adams and against the Packers receivers. And now that they don't do it no more because now that's not their agenda isn't working out no more because the Packers like Romeo Doubs had himself a game. But like I ain't got no hate for for Devontae. Like he's over there. I'm not gonna be like looking back at the stats and comparing and whatever. He didn't want to be here. And I ain't mad at him for it. Like he wanted to be by his family, he wanted to be, Derek Carr was his was his college, buddy or whatever, like, whatever, have a good time with it, but I worry more about, the Green Bay Packers. But, let's get to some comments here before we run out of this thing. "Hey, Matt, go Pack, go, defense looks good, pass rush is killing it." And that's the thing I was screaming about, like, all offseason about is this pass rush. That's what I was excited about. I expect Rashawn Gary to just absolutely ball out this season. Like, he cannot be stopped. He cannot be contained. The dude's got a motor. He will not quit. So, like, you better have a really good offensive line. You better really have good protection because Rashawn Gary motor doesn't quit. Like he'll just reach around your back and just grab the jersey of the quarterback and just not let go. And like Kenny Clark, one of his sacks, I made a video about it earlier. He barely touched Tom Brady, and he like fell over. Like I didn't really notice because I was making a video or whatever. And then I was like looking at the video. I was like, dude, he barely touched him. But Tom Brady, like I said in the video, he's very top heavy. Tom Brady will go down quick. I think Tom Brady, I don't know, doesn't want to get hurt, doesn't want to fumble the ball. But I mean, he's 45. I ain't mad at him. I ain't trashing the guy. But like anyone gets near him, Peyton too, back in the day. Peyton, someone comes running off the side, Peyton's going down. Like he ain't taking that hit. And I ain't really mad at him for that because I think I'd probably do the same. Like, why take unnecessary hits? Like you know they got you. Just give up. You know what I mean? Throw the white flag out there. Get down. Uh yeah, and right here, the defense is only going to get better. We got some young guys playing out there. I think this defense is going to get better. Jair Alexander is key. Hopefully, like we find out soon what the deal is with that. I don't know. Like he's gonna be limited participation. I haven't really been paying attention to the Packers news last couple days, but it will definitely figure that out. I think we'll find that out. I live close to Tampa. I've been talking shit all week. That's what you gotta do. You gotta talk trash. But yeah, I think yeah, the Packers play the Patriots next week. The Packers are in position to possibly go 6-1 up to um the the Bills game, the big Bills game. I'm gonna see if I can find let me type this in real quick. Let me look at who the Packers play the next few weeks. Over here, just all right. This will be quick. All right, so the Packers play the Patriots next, right? Then the Jets. I'm going to that game. That's gonna be a good time. Oh no, maybe it's this way. I think it's this way. I don't know. I'm looking off this iPad here. Oh my goodness, I screwed up. Is it the oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Let me start over here. All right. It's the Patriots next week, then the Giants. All right. All right. We play the Giants, then the Jets. I'm going to that game. Packers play the Commanders. All right. And then the Bills. So like all those games are winnable up until the Bills. And I'm not saying that game isn't winnable, but that's a tough game. The Patriots are going to be tough too. And because Bill Belichick, I feel like he can trick a coach, he can like do weird things, and Bill Belichick is just scary to me. And the Giants look good, but I'm just saying all these games are winnable. The Bills game is gonna be tough. That's gonna be a powerful offense, a big test for the Packers defense. And we'll see because like the Packers offense, if it gets in a shootout, I think Romeo Dobbs and Watts and all those guys are gonna be more familiar with the offense. I think that they'll do good, but that's gonna be a really, 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 really good game. And then they got the Lions. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. But yeah, I saw the Packers, they don't they have winnable games coming up. And I think that they can win them. I have faith in this team, bro. You win 14-12 against Tom Brady, dude. Like that. I get it. He was missing guys. So was the Packers. This is a good team. This is a good defense. Special teams did their job on that punt. Got the ball inside the one. That was a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? We're not losing at home. That's what Chris says. And I agree, Chris. You know what I mean? Let's go undefeated at home this season. Uh he says Jenkins pancake in the Bucks lineman was great. It was a beautiful game. I had a really good time. I did because I do the live stream, the whatever watch party, whatever you call it, and I don't think I've ever had more. I would say I've had more fun, but it was one of the most fun for sure this season. I don't know, beating the Bears was fun too. Either way, it was a good time. I thought it was going to be a close game. I thought it was going to be a hard fought game. It was. I wasn't guaranteeing a victory. Like when I was looking at the schedule early on, before the season started. I was like, I figured the Packers would beat the Vikings, beat the Bears, and the Bucks was up in the air. Because going to Florida, Packers don't always do so great. I was like, there's a chance. You know what I mean? I don't expect the Packers to win every game. It was the opposite. They lost to the Vikings. They ended up beating the Bucks, and that's the thing with these other games. I'm talking about the Giants over here. Talking about the Jets. We're like, oh, the Jets is easy, but the Packers could drop one of those easy games. That's kind of how the NFL is. Hopefully not, but you could beat some teams that people might think you might not beat, and then lose to some teams that people that you should just be rolling. Look at this. Okay, we got a little shouty over here, Mark. He says Matt was on fire at the end of that last broadcast. Bro, I was lit, bro. I loved it. I love a Packers victory. I get excited. It's a great time. And I appreciate everyone who tunes in to the live watch party. But I'm gonna head out of this thing. I appreciate y'all listening. If you're listening on a podcast, if you just tuned in and you want to catch back up, you can listen on a podcast on Apple, Spotify, all the places. You can watch on YouTube, the replay, and also on Facebook. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We're gonna head out of this thing. Go Pack, go people.